Hello guys, what is up? Hellohi here, and today I wanted to talk about my YouTube history, I guess, is what I'd call it. I don't know. I was, like, perfectly fine with calling it that, and then I said it, and I was like, well, maybe that sounds a little weird. Um, so, whatever. I won't explain anymore. I'll just jump into it. So, in 5th grade, my teacher showed me, this is, I believe, 2006. I remember the first YouTube video I ever saw was about Hurricane Katrina. Okay, let me actually look up when that is. Pretty sure that's 2006. I've been using YouTube ever since that day. I remember her like giving us a disclaimer. Katrina. All right, Hurricane Katrina was in 2005. Okay, wow, I've been using YouTube since 2005. It's about Hurricane Katrina, and I don't know. It was just showing, like, a bunch of stuff since that at the time was pretty big deal. And for years after that, it was still a pretty big deal. If you don't live in the United States, you may not know anything about it. I live pretty far away from where it affected. Nothing affected me at all, but I still remember thinking, like, wow, that sucks. And it wasn't just like the hurricane as well that sucked about it. It was like how everything went down and how it was managed and all of the effects it had. Not just, oh, it's a hurricane. Those happen all the time, because they do happen all the time. But no, that it wasn't the thing. But yeah, I remember seeing a video on that on YouTube. My teacher like gave a disclaimer. She's like, well, there's some bad videos on this website, so you might not want to use it. Which is funny because, obviously I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to use it. And you know what? I started using YouTube ever since then. And I'm trying to remember when I actually started making my first videos. I didn't start out doing gaming stuff, and it took me a very long time before I stuck with gaming stuff as well. I've had many different YouTube channels. I've been consistently making YouTube videos, and yeah, I'm trying to think of my first channel. All my older videos were either privated on the account or deleted. I made sure whenever I moved to a new channel, every single time I moved to a new channel, I'd private the videos or delete them no matter how many views they were getting or they had gotten or blah, 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 whatever. Generally, I had videos saying, hey, I'm moving to a new channel, though, and I try and maintain my viewers, but, that doesn't ever work. I mean, look now where we're at. I'm at, like, what, 1,200 subscribers? I get a handful of views. My last channel I was at had, like, 1,000 subscribers. Most of them didn't follow, and I was getting more views on that channel, which is both kind of funny and ridiculous, and maybe even a little sad. But whatever, we won't talk about that. Yeah, I remember there's some of the first things that I really started watching were vlogs and skits. Gaming wasn't really that popular at the very beginning. Gaming videos for me, probably the first ones I watched were RuneScape videos or like web browser PC video games. And then came Call of Duty. I believe World at War is when I started getting in to watching videos on video games during Call of Duty World at War. So I saw some of the upbringings of machinima and their directors, as they were called then, which I don't even know if they still do directorships or not. And yeah, they'd have people that would make things just for their channel, and that was always kind of cool. And I always like kind of inspired to do that. I was like, wow, that's awesome. I remember I made Guitar Hero videos. I remember making Halo videos before, because Halo is what got me into gaming a lot, like hardcore gaming, not just casual gaming. Like, I don't know that I'd say casual, like competitive gaming is a better word for that, because you can be really into games and not be a casual gamer. You're still, like, even though it doesn't have competitive, like I was playing platformers or RPGs or whatever on console, and then I was playing web games because I never really got into PC. Like, I played PC all the time, but I never got into PC as in, like, the equivalent of console version. until middle school, high school. And in middle school, I started like dabbing into it and experimenting with it. And then high school was straight up. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll play a PC, the same stuff I would, Call of Duty or whatever the popular game was at the time. Like, oh yeah, cool, I'll play that on my computer and on my console, or play it on my computer instead of my console, or blah 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 blah, blah whatever. But yeah, me and YouTube, very long time, very very long time on YouTube, and I'm trying to think of all the different stuff I did. I remember doing vlogs and skits because, again, I was really into that. And then I really got into Nintendo Let's Players. I remember that. I remember Nintendo Capri Sun and Chugga Conroy and just being super into that because part of it was like new cool things, and also part of it was nostalgia. But not like super nostalgia. Like most people, whenever they think of nostalgia, they're like, oh yeah, I played that game 10 years ago. I played that game 20 years ago. For me, it was like, oh yeah, I played this, but I never knew all these things about this game that I played a few years ago. And that was always a cool thing about it is, excuse me, the convenience of the information that I was receiving. I could go out of my way and get on like forum posts and stuff and go to there were so many text-based forums and stuff that I would browse, but nothing had things quite as nice and convenient and easy to learn from as some of the videos on YouTube. Because visual representations and just being able to learn from visuals is, I feel like it's so much better, and it's a lot more, it looks a lot nicer than just having a big text-based walkthrough, which again a lot of people did and I still used before. Like I was all yeah, I used them a lot, but at the same time it wasn't like I didn't want to study those unless the specific game was amazing and I had to learn everything about it. It was the videos that made me love the game, whereas the game didn't make me love always the text-based things. So that was really cool. And then I remember music games getting really popular and making videos on that. Of course, capture cards were not the equivalent of what they are now, being, relatively inexpensive and very convenient. They were very expensive and not convenient at all. I think the best like HD one was several $100s, goes inside of your computer, and it runs off of your computer as well. Like it doesn't even have its own power to it, like its own computing to it very much. It just relies on the computer's power. So there's so many things that went into it, and I didn't have my own computer then. I wasn't into computer stuff as much. Like if I'm playing on console, I'm not going to be like crazy about computer stuff. So I never invested in any of that until much later. I believe Halo Reach or Halo ODST maybe is when I first got capture software for stuff like that. Other than that, it all just been camera stuff, which sucks. And I never wanted to do standard def for capture stuff. I never had a Dazzle. I never had an Easy Cap. I just jumped to the PVR. I jumped to the Roxio, the Elgato, the Avermedia. I've used them all, and some are better, some are worse. I mean, I have an Elgato now as my preference, but the HD PVR one, I don't know, really good, really good. Probably my favorite, to be honest. It did not have HDMI support. HDMI was not always a very popular thing. I remember the Xbox 360 did not come with an HDMI on the very first one, for good reason. HDMI wasn't really that popular. But then the digital thing of it, like it made, like if you look at component versus HDMI will look better, and it doesn't have the separate channels in it, so it's more like convenient for consumers. So I mean, it's obvious why HDMI became very popular. Though it would have been nice to see DisplayPort become popular, but the people that support HDMI obviously pushed it pretty hard, same as Blu-ray was pushed very hard. And eventually, hey, they become standards. You just gotta throw tons of money at them. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm talking about YouTube stuff still. I mean, I'm still rambling on. This is going to be a rambling video, by the way, if you can't tell by the picture that this is going over and the lack of gameplay. That's because it is a rambling video, and I've decided, hey, rambling videos, I'm gonna just put a picture in the background. And because this isn't something I expect to appeal to most people, this isn't something I want to make searchable, this isn't something I want to have, it doesn't have to be super awesome and pretty and have a bunch of, me go find a really long gameplay to throw over it. No, it's just, hey, I'm going to talk about things and maybe even explain what I'm talking about and then explain that and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, YouTube, I'm trying to think of all the channels I had. The most predominant ones, the most, like, the ones where I was consistently wanting to make stuff, like, I remember when I was making skits, I didn't have a schedule for it. Just like, oh, whenever I'm hanging out with my friends, let's try and make something. And we made a few, and they were really stupid. But there was no, like, schedule. There was no, like, man, I'd really like to make a video. It's just like, hey, we're goofing off. Why not try and throw a video into it? Whereas with more recent ones, this channel and the previous one, it's like, okay, I want a schedule. I want to have like a decent like consistency to it. I don't want to just be goofing off and having, whatever BS on it. I mean, I do, like, no, I don't, there's plenty of BS, plenty of goofing off. What I mean is, like, I wanted to not have one every 6 months. I did, like, I think I started out doing, like, one a month was my minimum. I was giving myself maybe even two. Like, it was something that I wanted to try and make a habit of, like, always have in the back of my mind, but not primarily focus on it because I still didn't really know what I was doing or what I wanted to do with it, because I was hopping around a bunch of different stuff trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to watch and, partake in, and I just smacked my mic. Sorry about that. And, yeah, there's just so many things that went into it because there's so many different, like, subgenres of gaming that I wanted to explore. And then there was the legality of gaming as well, like the issues with it, concerning it. Like, dude, music games are probably the worst thing you could ever put on YouTube because music's bad and music creators got super mad about that. And then gaming is like a gray area as well, or it was at the time. I mean, now gaming's probably the most popular thing on YouTube. The most subscribed person is a gaming person on YouTube, okay? So that says, what's up with gaming and new media and things that appeal to the people that use YouTube, as opposed to, the most popular TV show isn't about gaming, but the most popular internet stuff, Twitch, YouTube, these all feature gaming. It's cool to see the different stuff and the growing of it. Now, also, I could talk about, I'll tack this on, okay? I remember when Twitch first came around, a lot of people got into Twitch, like, late, and I'm just like, how do you not know about Twitch? I remember with some friends, Eric and Aaron, we used to have a YouTube channel called NZXT Zombies, which a lot of people thought we copied from, NGT, because they had a zombies channel, but it was no, theirs was NGT Zombies and ours was in XT Zombie Tactics, which had been a name for a while, but the zombies channel was around before their zombies channel. Now, I didn't come up with any of the name stuff or anything. I just kind of like was thrown on the side, and we do some sub stuff, or I do stuff on the side rather. So I didn't have anything to do with the naming or blah blah blah, whatever, any of that. I just remember thinking it was funny that, like, we were around before that one specific thing people were saying we were copying, which we could have copied the general thing of it. I have no idea, but the one specific thing was like, no, if you actually look at the dates here, they aren't copying. But yeah, I remember when Twitch TV was not a thing before. Okay, it started out as Justin TV, and they also had gaming stuff on the side, but that wasn't the primary thing of it. I remember, I think there were drawing videos. They were just like, I don't know, just like Q&A, and there's like, oh my gosh, there's some other live streaming website. Like, there are a bunch of live streaming websites, but I'm trying to think of the popular ones. Owned 3D was really cool. Livestream.com, I used that one a lot. Justin TV was pretty cool. And then there's something else that I can't think of what it was. It's really crappy looking, but there's a lot of popularity to it. I remember DJ Keemstar used to do it all, like use it all the time, and that's I think where he got a lot of his following, or maybe where a lot of his following consisted at right there. Like, I don't know. I never used it. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so Justin TV started out, and then eventually they also had Twitch TV, and now Justin TV isn't even around. Like, they just do Twitch, and Twitch will let you do some side things now, as long as it kind of has something to do with gaming. So you could play like real games, video games, real as in like physical games, video games. Then you can obviously have just discussions about video games and stuff like that, which is cool. But it kind of took out the live streaming for things that aren't games. Now there are other websites that have specific Q&A stuff and like live stream stuff that's featured around like just I don't know. I don't remember. There's this one website that I know that's just for drawing, and there's this other one that I've seen that's also it's like you have to buy time or something. Like you're fighting for time to live stream. Like it makes live streaming into like a game or something. And you get these people to like vote for you to keep getting extra time, and eventually it swaps to someone else. I don't remember what that is, and I haven't seen it in a while because I don't really follow the skit vlog people that much anymore, the real life people. So I don't really know a lot about that. But yeah, Twitch and YouTube did not used to always be super, super popular and mainstream and get bought out for large amounts of money. I mean, YouTube pretty much started out getting bought out. But Twitch, on the other hand, it grew and grew and grew. And then eventually money was thrown at it. And that was kind of cool. It was weird. Because I don't know. It's difficult to scale, like, when something's popular and when you learn about it. Because I found, in my personal experience, I know about a lot of this computer-based stuff before a lot of people mess around with it. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's weird hearing people like who have never heard about Twitch, and I'm like, this thing is pretty popular. I don't really know why you haven't heard about it, but okay. Yeah, like you use YouTube. How do you not know about this thing that's like it's a little brother kind of? But yeah, whatever. I've probably been rambling on long enough. If you guys want, I can re-upload like some old videos I've done before. Actually, I probably shouldn't. I'd probably cringe, and it won't be good. It'd probably be really embarrassing. But I do have my last channel, all the videos privated on that. So if you ever want to see any old really bad videos, let me know, and maybe we can show some of those off. Oh, I think that's probably it for now. I'll see you guys. Bye.